Another nice little pickup at the weekend, this Technics SU V65A stereo integrated amplifier. These are really nice amps, they're powerful, got great sound quality, really good build quality. They're from the late 80s, I think, maybe early 90s. But they're great amps, and this is the Class AA, so it was like top of the line. What made me make this video today is, as I was testing it, I realised there was an issue, and it's a common issue I find with a lot of these Technics amplifiers, the SUV range. I think there's a V50, a V70, possibly a V85, and a lot of them are similar inside, but they have these two lights on the front, a voltage control light and a current drive light. And what you'll find on these amps, now they're aging, is when you power them on, the voltage control light comes on first, then within a few seconds, the current drive light should come on. And that's basically saying that everything's good, all the voltage is correct, and there's no issues with the system. Now, if there's an issue, this light won't come on, which is what was happening with this amplifier before I fixed it. Just the voltage control light comes on, and this doesn't come on. And it basically means the speaker protection unit is doing its job, it's kicking in, because it's sensing that there's an issue or a fault in the amplifier somewhere, and it's not, let's say, giving the final go-ahead for the amplifier to work. Nearly every time this happens on these amplifiers, it's down to dry soldered joints. It's a very common problem in these. So today, just going to quickly show you, if you get this issue with your Technics amplifier, what to look for, or should I say where to look for these dry solder joints, because there's a few areas in these where they tend to always in the same sort of areas, and it's not that difficult to repair. A bit of time and patience. If you've got a soldering iron, you can pick up a soldering iron cheap on Amazon or eBay for as little as £15. There's plenty of good videos on YouTube showing you how to use one if you're not familiar, and it's worth doing because it doesn't even require any parts. This is something that could take, even if you're a beginner, maybe half an hour to an hour to get all the parts out, strip the unit, resolder it and get it back together again, and then you've got a nice working amplifier. So yeah, let's crack on and I will show you what to look for. So the first is this little circuit board where the power switch comes in front of the transformer. What you'll find is some of these here, especially this one on this amp, had very bad dry solder joints, and that could have been an issue why the current drive wasn't switching on. But there were other ones as well, so who knows. Let's just show you some of the other key areas to check. Right, with the amplifier turned around now, this circuit board here along the front, which is a panels one, on this one, again, there was dry solder joints right in the middle here. These three were all bad, and those three, and there was one down here. So again, if I was you, I would check all the joints on this board, and if any look dodgy, just give them a quick tidy up and resolder them. Again, another problem area. Now we're going to get on to probably the biggest or most common issue with these, and it's this. And here at the back of the machine is where we find a lot of the time the issue is around the speaker protection relay, which is underneath these black ribbon cables. It's just down here, probably see it with my fingers pointing. Now these can fail, but far more often than failing, because they don't fail that often, because of the heat around this area, the solder joints again dry up, and it's a very common problem. Now annoyingly, you've got to obviously get to the bottom of the board to check the solder joints on these, and the easiest way, without taking the whole thing apart, which will take forever, is to basically take this back panel off. You'll have a screw there in between the phono, one here, one there, two more in between the speaker bits there, and I think that's it. And then if you turn it upside down, you've got another four underneath. Once the back panel's out, then you can come in here, undo a screw there, two screws there, and 2 on the either side there, and 1 there. Once they're all out, you can lift this circuit board just up enough. You've got to be very careful, obviously not to bend these ribbon cables, but you can lift up enough to sort of turn it around and then solder what you need to do or check what you need to do. You don't have to take the whole thing out. On this particular one, I had dry solder joints here, like I said, on this little circuit board in front of the transformer. I also had dry solder joints around the relay, and I had some dry solder joints, as I mentioned before, on this front panel. I mean, any one of these, all of them could have been causing the speaker protection relay to do its job basically and stop the current drive part of the amplifier coming on and obviously giving us no sound. So yeah, it was quite an easy fix really. It was just obviously fiddly to take it apart. But other than that, yeah, it's a job that even if you're not that competent with soldering iron, it's fairly easy to do. So I just suggest if you've got an amplifier like this and it's not, you know, this light's not coming on, it's not working properly, then yeah, just check dry solder joints, because it's so common and I do see it all the time. And a lot of people throw these amplifiers away or sell them as spares on eBay for sort of half what they're worth, when half an hour soldering iron can fix the job. I mean, worst case, the relay can be faulty down here, and that's a bit more of a tricky job, but again, not that tricky. You just need to order a relay, get the part number, solder a new one on, and again, 9 times out of 10, that will solve your issue. Right, so this one's all fixed up now, and I can get the cover back on and get it up for sale on eBay. It's a really nice amplifier actually. This one's in pretty good condition. Front panel's really good. There's barely any marks on it, considering this is what, 35 years old. Tiny little scratch on the volume control, but other than that, pretty good. And the casing's really good as well. I will include a photo in a minute of the final photograph I take for sale. So I hope that helped, guys. If it did, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. I've hardly got any subs. I'm just trying to build it up. And hopefully the more subs I get, the more effort I can put into the videos and help more people. That's the idea. Thanks a lot. Hope you enjoyed it. See you again soon.